Hey everyone, my name is Macy and I design under the name Quaint Rose Needle Arts. So today, I don't know what day it is. Oh, actually I do. It's May the 24th. It's Wednesday. And I have some exciting things to show you. I have 4 new releases. So yeah, I guess I will show you those first. And I have the antiques to show you, and that these releases are already up in my Etsy store, available as PDF and hard copies. So they're not actually like framed. I couldn't get it together to get them framed, and some of these have been done for so long now. I just pinned them and took photos of them. So they're just pinned to foam board now, so I could take a good picture of them. So I'm just gonna show them to you, and I'll show you the cover photos so you can see what they sort of look like framed. I just put some fake frames on them. Okay, so this one is called Independence. And actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I should have shown you the other one first, but I'll explain more in a minute. This one, okay, it's stitched with Classic Colorworks and DMC, and there is a DMC conversion. It's on 36 count Shiloh by Needle and Flax, and it's small and fun to stitch. So it is, I guess, adapted, you could say, from an antique that I also have reproduced. So I just changed the colors of the flowers in the house, and I added a flag, and I changed the animals, and I changed the tree, and I made these 2 birds, eagles, and I added some other red, white, and blue things, 1776, apples, and I added a flag to make it patriotic. So here is the hard copy cover of it, and you can see I put a little frame on just to make it look more done. And then the back, some people have questions about the legend. If I can get it to focus. And I still forgot to change the camera view so that you could actually read it. I have 3 kids. I have a lot going on, and that is like the last thing I ever think about is switching the camera view around. I am so sorry. I will try my best to remember next time to flip it so that you can read it in not its original way. But yeah, there's that. This one, there's not an antique to it. It is just I changed the antique to look like this. So that's the first one. It's available now in my Etsy shop, Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Okay, so now I'll show you the one that I reproduced. Good grief. The hair of animals is just horrible. I don't let them in my office in hopes of not getting everything hairy, but somehow it still gets in. Okay, so this one is called E. Harris, 1876. This one is an adapted reproduction. I changed some of the colors a bit. I changed this grass scene down here a bit. So it does say E. Harris, 1876 in the grass. I changed the roof of the house, and I'll show you the original. So this one is stitched in Leo and Roxy Floss Co. Floss from, that you can get on Evertote. And I just love the floss. It's such pretty colors. It just makes everything so bright and pretty. And the variegation, which I don't think is, well, it's showing up okay, I think, in the house, but the light green of like the willow tree and all this, it's really pretty variegated. And this, the leaves are all variegated and very pretty. So this one is another fun quick stitch for summer. And I'll go ahead and show you the antique. Okay, so it has glass, so it might be a little hard. Oh man, my closet's open. You're gonna see my frame spilling out. Sorry. Wow, okay. There we go. So you can see I changed the grass. I just really didn't like the grass in this one. The stripy yellow and greens. I did change the grass, and I changed the color of the roof. You can see it's all the same color as the house, but everything else I kept pretty much the same. The Roxy floss, you know, is a bit of a different color, but it's a pretty close. It's a little bit brighter, you know, just more updated. More updated look. So you can see that too. That's the adapted reproduction of E. Harris 1876. So you can see that I took, what did I do with that? Here it is. So you can see I took the house and like the flower and the tree, and I kind of just made one to go along with it, but in a different look. I changed the grass to the flag, changed the pink birds to eagles, I changed the willow tree to like an apple tree, and took the, I added that bee on to this one just to add something else up there because there wasn't anything else. And did I say this one is also on 36 count Shiloh by Needle and Flax, and there is a DMC conversion, but it's just, you know, the close that you can get because Roxy floss is really variegated, so you kind of have to just choose one that looks close. But I do recommend using Roxy floss. It's so fun to stitch with, and it's plump, and it has great coverage, and it's soft still, and I just really like it. It's such vibrant colors. So here is the hard copy of E. Harris 1876. The cover, front cover. So that's what it would kind of look like framed. I'm sorry they're not fully finished to actually show you, but in the back cover, I know it's all backwards, but that's what the legend looks like. But there's also on the actual paper, on the actual pattern, I do add the DMC always on the pattern so that it's quick to look for, easy to find. Okay, so that was number 2. Find somewhere to set this. I guess I'll show you this one. So this is Edith Eden, and I've shown my progress working on this one recently on Flosstube. So here she is finished. Edith Eden 1884. This one is stitched in all classic colorworks, and the colors are also very variegated. This purple I used is just one purple, but you can see it. Well, I don't know how well you can see, but it looks like it's several different colors of purple in the berries. It's all one color. It's pickled beets, and I used 3 skeins of it. This is on 36 count, but I did 2/2 for better coverage because I liked the like full coverage, no show through. look of it. Now there is a second purple used in the bird, that really light purple you see there. So yeah, I liked the full coverage look, so I did use a bit more floss than if you just used one strand over two, which you can totally do, but I just really liked like the no show through look on this one in particular. So there's that one. It just says Edith Eden, aged 13 years, finished February 1884. It says worked by Edith Eden, sorry. Worked by Edith Eden, aged 13 years, finished February 1884. And it was really fun to stitch. It's on 36 count peppercorn by Color and Cotton. And like I said, it's stitched with Classic Colorworks, and also there's a DMC conversion, the best I could. So here is the antique. It is very cute. So you can see that she started to fill it in with the blackish brown color, but she didn't finish. So I just went ahead and I stitched my model on blackish brown color. It's not black, it's more like, it's more of a brownish color. But you can stitch it on black. You could stitch it on a really pretty mottled tan color, like the bottom of this. You can see the aging and staining on it. You could even stitch it a half if you wanted. She kind of just stitched around the first leaf and stuff and straight across to the holly. You can kind of see there what she got done. That would be a lot of fill-in. I'm not super big on fill-in, but yeah, there's the antique. And I think it looks like silk, the bird, and I'm not so sure about the black part, but the rest of it is shiny like silk. Yeah, and it's in pretty good condition. The colors are brighter on the back, so you can see how much brighter they are. Quite a bit brighter. I went with the front colors because I like the more faded look. But woo, it's like toothpaste green. Very bright on the back. It's always fun to see the backs of antiques. See the color change. Wow. Very bright. So there is number 3. Here's the front cover. Is a bit faded looking on this one. But there is it'll focus. Doesn't want to focus. That is blurring it. Okay, no, it doesn't want to focus on this one. Well. There's the front cover of that one with the frame on it. Okay, and number 4. Ooh. Oh, snap. Got drum stuck to it. Okay. This one is Charlotte Watkins, 1866. Now this one is stitched on 40 count marbled pointer by XG Designs using a Veriswa 103 silk, and it is very fun. There's so much going on in the sampler, so many pretty plants, birds, leaves, fun little fill-ins, that fun little over one bird right there. There's houses, there's pretty flowers right here. Really like these flowers in that like green grass hedge type look. There is a gravestone with flowers and a really pretty tree. There's a castle Look at that castle. It's super cute, and this pot of flowers. And I love this purple tree with the colors. This one was really fun because there's so many colors and so much going on. This other monument type thing, I'm not really sure what that is, but it has a tree and some sort of monument type thing. I really don't know, but maybe somebody does. And then it's got fun plants all around. That fun plant. Little border, her name, Charlotte Watkins. Age 12 years, 1866. And this one part in the border that didn't quite meet up. She had a little over one berry I thought was really fun. So yeah, there's just a bit of over one, just that, just this bird and that berry. And then, oh, and the 1866 is over one. And then there's a few places where you just have to do like partial stitches. Like right here, there wasn't room for the full stitch, so she had that slightly stitched, and on the R you can see. So this one would be easier to stitch on linen rather than Ada, because there's a few places where you have to stitch off of the normal path. This right here is stitched one off. This right here, this motif is stitched one off from everything else. But yeah, that is done with the 103 silks. I have a few of them still in the container, but some of them are being used, but you can kind of see some of the colors. Look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? It's not used much, but it's a beautiful color in here. So it is quite bright. Some very pretty colors. And I love these lipstick holders to hold the 103 silks so that you can see them while you're working. Okay, that was the model, and where's the antique at? Just a second. Okay. Yeah, this is it. It's wrapped up. Hang on. Okay, so this one, the front is very faded. I charted it for the colors on the back because I'm not super big about the colors on the front. So here's the front. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the colors, so you can kind of see through it. There we go. So the purples turn into that grayish blue that they fade into over time. Everything is a bit faded. But here's the colors from the front. And in just a minute I'll show you the back from which it's charted. So you can see all the purple, the pretty bright purples have turned into that grayish blue color. And the reds have faded down quite a bit. Ooh, I love the back. The back just makes me happy. And then here's where my model comes from. Because, wow, look at the difference. The difference is huge. It faded a lot. So, yeah, you can see that looks a lot more like the model. I know a lot of people don't like purple, but I just love those like really dark purples that are in this. So yeah, I really like this one. It's got a lot of fun things to do, a lot of fun things to stitch. I really like the castle and the house. I think she's a really fun stitch, and there is a DMC conversion provided, but again, the silks and the DMC don't really match. Of course, because they're completely different things. So there's not, like, the colors don't match great. They match good. It's like, you really probably wouldn't tell, but yeah, they're not completely exact because, well, they're not the same dyes or the same kind of fiber. So, oh, and let me show you the cover of a Charlotte Watkins. So that's what she would have kind of been like if she was framed. It'll clear up. And hopefully I will get them framed eventually. It's just really hard for me to do the whole framing thing because it's dadgum expensive, and I've tried the reframing, or I've gotten my husband to try, and it just doesn't, most of the time it just doesn't turn out, and it's just wasting frames and money left and right. So yeah, I have a hard time with the finishing. It holds me back on getting stuff released, but those are all available, hard copy and PDF. I know I took a long time showing you all that, but thank you for letting me show you. I love them all, so I hope that y'all will like them too. I'll put them back up here so you can kind of see. Okay, so I have a little bit of progress on things I can show you. Sorry, it's all kind of a mess. But yeah, oh, that's upside down. So I'll show you some progress on, oh, I have one finish. And it is Old Rugged Cross by Heartstrings Samplery. And again, I am really sorry about the words being backwards. I've gotten comments on it, and I've meant to switch it, and I just forget about it every time because I try to film on Wednesdays when my girls, because my kids are homeschooled, so they're with me every day. My girls on Wednesdays are at a co-op. So I just have my son, but he is a handful. He's only 3. So he is everywhere, constantly coming in and out. So I just forget because I'm like trying to hurry and sorry. Eventually I will get it, and I'm sorry to everyone that it annoys you that it's like that. I'm not trying to annoy you, I promise you. But anyway, this is Old Rugged Cross by Heartstrings Samplery. I changed the colors to just, well, I just used like silk I had in stash. So these are dinky dyes, and it's stitched on 40 count cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim, sorry. And I changed the colors. It's originally purple, and I thought I had the book. I do have the book because I stitched on this maybe 4 or 5 Sundays. I stitch on something from this book. I've started stitching on a pattern from this book every Sunday for the hashtag Sunday Stitches. And I think this is called Sunday Stitches, yeah. It's Heartstrings Samplery, Sunday Stitches. This whole book of them came out at Market, and I was so excited because I've been wanting to get them. All these were available individually. I'm not sure if they still are or not. Plus these 3 new ones that are in the book, which this is the one that I've started next. So I'll show you what I've gotten done. But this is what Old Rugged Cross looked like. I just changed the flowers from purple to pinkish red color. Okay, so that was my finish. So my new start is, what is this one called? I forgot what it was called. Here it is, In the Garden. So here's my start of In the Garden. I am doing, so on these, my plan is to just use scraps of linen because they're all pretty small, and just floss that I have in stash so that I don't have to buy anything new for it. Because, you know, we all have plenty of little scraps and little leftover threads from things. So this is In the Garden by Heartstring Samplery. I love the flowers on this one. So this is 36 count, a bird cage by Extra Designs, just a scrap that I had left from a bigger project I did a few years ago. And these are the colors I have. Wow, these are colors from the Victorian Motto sampler shop that I was in the like Floss of the Month club like in 2018 when it was like a big thing to be in the Victorian Motto sampler shop Floss of the Month. So I have a lot of colors that I'm really not used at all. They're not really variegated. Some of them are sort of variegated, but they're not for the most part. And then I have 2 other just hand-dyed from Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. And so that's what I plan on doing, just using flosses and fabrics from Stash that I have. And yeah, so that was my new start on my new Sunday stitches, which I will stitch on every Sunday. Happily. I love stitching on those every Sunday. Okay, and so the other thing, I think the only other thing that I worked on since my last Flosstube, I worked some more on Sarah Rhimes. It was a new start last time, which was I started May 1st for the Queen of the May. This is the Queen of the May from 2022, and it's not gonna focus. I really don't know when and why it decides to focus and when and why it doesn't. But I got some more progress on it, and this is really fun. I love stitching on Hands Across the Sea designs. They're so fun, and they're all just like extremely beautiful, just ridiculously beautiful. So last time I showed it, I only had that top band of purple and pink flowers. I added the ABCs and some flowers, which I could not wait to get to because I just love stitching flowers. That's what I've gotten done so far. I'm stitching with the Called For DMC, and this is 40 count Old Gold by Fiber on a Whim. I like Fiber on a Whim. It's a really pretty color, and I think it's going to turn out really pretty. And so, of course, I can't wait to work on this again. It's a big piece of fabric. The sampler really isn't that big. I do realize that I didn't tell you the stitch counts for any of my new designs. You can kind of see the 2 small ones are pretty small. I think they're like 122 by 92, so they're pretty small. Pretty quick stitches. Yeah, ones are a bit bigger, but still doable, not giant. So I decided I'm going to give you a little sneak of something I started for Needlework Market in August, and I'm about to have a visitor again. What is it? Okay, so I wanted to show it to you because I'm stitching it with the Gentle Arts wool, which I've never used before, and I really, really like it. I like the thickness, and it's soft. So I'm just going to give you a little sneaky peek. This is an antique reproduction. And so far, I'm really, really liking it. And I'm excited to keep stitching on it. So I was a little bit afraid to try the wool, but it's good. It's good. I really enjoy it. Okay, wow, I guess that's really all. I just really wanted to come on and show you my new releases, and I hope that you will like them and you will go check them out in my Etsy store. Give them a like or a heart. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll have all the pictures posted if you want to look at them in picture form. And yeah, I guess that's really all I had to show you. So thank you so much for stopping by to see what I had to show, and I'll see you next time. So thanks so much. Bye.